have not yet named.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for logging in and tuning in. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to my channel, J.Matthew TV. Here I do commentary on videos, subjects, topic matter at hand. A lot of things that I cover will be more on a how should I say, like more of not so much as focusing on entertainment and stuff and things of that nature, but more on the things that are going on around the world and what is soon to be happening, and also like my thoughts and opinions on things far as religion and how religion ties into certain things and may not tie into certain things that people think it does. Also, as well, comparing notes. Like, what is it that's said here in the Bible or in this book? Or what did this philosopher or this scientist say? How do these things all correlate together and somehow, paint a picture of what it is that we are looking at or looking for? All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this video. Now, all the things that I use as far as videos, I do not own. I do not have the copyright to. They're all used for educational purposes, and that's why I'm using it. So you can see exactly what it is that I'm talking about, instead of me just saying it and talking about it. All right? So with that in mind, and with that in hand, let's go on ahead and get into this video. How long do we have left on Earth? Today we're going to talk about, how long do we have left on Earth? What do some scientists say? What have some philosophers may have said? Maybe the Nostradamuses of time, the Bible, other books as well. We're going to dive into it a little bit, and then I'm going to give my opinion, okay? So, with that being said, make sure that you log in, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I'm dropping new content for you to see. Now, we're also going to keep it funny. We're going to not keep it funny like I said, we're going to keep it interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this video here and see what we got.
Have you ever thought about how much longer we humans have left on Earth? It may seem like a silly question to ask. After all, human beings have existed on Earth for roughly 200,000 years, and we've done some pretty incredible things along the way. But Stephen Hawking himself once famously suggested that human beings need to leave Earth within the next 100 years in order to survive. The world's most famous physicist had many reasons for his grim prediction. First and foremost is human-driven climate change. Climate scientists around the world have warned that if we do not control CO2 levels and keep temperatures from warming above 1.5 degrees Celsius over the next 12 years, we could experience significant increases in floods, droughts, and poverty. These things would lead to mass displacement of humans as food and other resources become scarce and as sea levels rise, literally pushing humans inland. These mass migration events are likely to lead to physical conflict and possibly even large-scale wars that could potentially go nuclear. But let's say we are able to save ourselves from catastrophic climate change and avoid a massive nuclear war.
Now, already you see some of these things, like, they're happening now. When they say climate change, if you look at how the winters and the summers are now, compared to how they used to be, like maybe in the 90s, they're not even the same. If you even look at snow, and I was telling my wife this, if you look at snow, you'll see that snow now isn't like snow back in the 90s, 80s, 70s. It's different. A lot of it is man-made. I think that there are a lot of things that I guess we're not supposed to know, or maybe not know yet. Or I think more likely not supposed to know, because if you look at the snow now, this past winter, I was looking at the snow, and I went outside and I look at the snow every year because I'm like, I want to see how the snow looks. So when you were in school in the 90s and you even did things in school, like, when it was that whole week of Christmas, your teacher really didn't give you that much work. She'd give you things to color and draw that was related to Christmas. You really had like a relaxed week or whatever. So one of them things would be a snowflake, right? And when you see snowflakes, they're usually like different shapes, beautiful, like immaculate, different little shapes that just, it makes you even wonder, like, how did this frozen little piece of water form into this shape and fall out and come from the sky? Now, if you look at the snow, it's like little beads. Like, if somebody took a styrofoam cup and really, like, crushed it all the way down to the beads of styrofoam. Like, that's how the snow looks now. I be telling my dog not to eat that shit when they be falling, because I'm like, that's man-made snow. Anytime and what I've seen in my experience, anytime I've seen what we call skyriders, the planes that have smoke coming out the back and all that, anytime I've ever seen them in the sky, usually I give it like maybe a day or two, maybe even 3 days later, it's a storm, whether it's a rainstorm, a snowstorm, it's a cloudy day. It's something. When those things go in the air and start flying all over the place, if you don't believe me, look for yourself. When you see them, they call them chemtrails, we call them skyriders, chemtrails, what is it? Anybody I know you could probably Google it and they're going to lie, and I feel like it's going to be a lie or something that's just generic. I want to hear from a person who flies those type of planes personally. What is it that's being put in the air? Because a lot of that has to do with, you see a lot of these clouds, they're not normal clouds. These clouds come from somewhere the hell else, and it ain't making no sense. But let's go ahead and get into this. I said that, and to go with what they're showing as far as like climate change and things of that nature. I've even seen, I'll add this and then I'll let the video play. I've even seen that they had a prototype. I don't think it was a prototype. Excuse me. I think it was something that they had put together on a computer, like as a blueprint or whatnot, of a machine they wanted to create that would make ice. That would like take the water. It would sit in the water. It would take water, make a big ice cube. It would float to the top and then it would push it out. Like, this world's crazy. But anyway, let's go ahead.
Humanity would be able to continue to make technological advances, including in artificial intelligence, which just so happened to be another one of Hawking's concerns for humanity's survival.
Really?
In 2017, Hawking expressed his fears regarding artificial intelligence, saying that he thought AI may replace human beings altogether. Essentially, Hawking thought that AI will become so advanced that it will begin to self-replicate and even self-improve, ultimately evolving beyond the need of humans. Professor Hawking wasn't alone in his fear of AI. Elon Musk is also famously paranoid of AI, claiming that it could even be more dangerous than nuclear weapons. Now, let's be positive for a moment. Let's suppose humanity is able to not only avoid cooking our planet alive, but also avoid engineering our own downfall by creating AI overlords. Let's go one step further and suggest that we are even able to avoid massive wars and that, for the most part, we learn to coexist peacefully. If that's the case, we should be able to coast right on through the next century, right? Well, not necessarily. Having a healthy planet, no nuclear weapons, and no artificial intelligence isn't a recipe for guaranteed survival. Just ask the dinosaurs. No matter how well behaved and well managed we are here on Earth, there are threats beyond our atmosphere that could strike at any moment, and Hawking believed that we are overdue for such an event. In his last published book, Professor Hawking explained that the universe is a violent place, full of asteroids flying through space at hundreds of miles per hour. He argued that considering the last major collision with Earth happened over 60 million years ago, and taking the laws of physics and probability into consideration, it's only reasonable to expect another visit from an asteroid, a visit that would wipe out nearly all life on Earth. In his final years, Hawking gave a slightly more optimistic view of humanity's fate. He changed his doomsday prediction from 100 years to 600 years. But ultimately, he came to the same conclusion. Humanity must become a spacefaring species and leave Earth if we have any hope of long-term survival.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, Stephen Hawking, he was considered a genius, scientist, and all that other stuff. Said that we gotta become fucking spaceonary in order to even have a chance of survival. That's crazy within itself. So let me say this, and somebody out there might think I sound crazy, but this is the truth to me. This is my truth, or this is what. Excuse me. Let me say. No, excuse me. This is an opinion. My opinion, not the truth. My opinion. When you see movies like Star Trek, Men in Black, Independence Day, all Will Smith movies, basically, all Will Smith movies that aren't documentaries, you don't think none of that stuff is real? Or do you think that's just for the movie? I mean, because everything so far that you see done or made in the movie, you've seen people and human beings created these things and done it in real life. A nuclear war could mutate people. There go your whole X-Men, Marvel comic. There go your whole Marvel comic. Stan Lee situation right there. I mean, everybody would become like fucking cartoons if there was like a nuclear war. And forgive me, I didn't mean to cuss. Excuse me, but it's real interesting to know that machines could possibly take over. There's things in the Bible that say that certain things have to take place. A lot of people take certain things and don't interpret the right way, I should say. If I put a pair of Timberlands in a note, and I put, these boots are the bomb, and you get that, and then I go dig a hole, put these boots in there with this note that says these boots are the bomb. All right, put it in the hole. Somebody come, maybe 60 years later. I done died and gone to the, gone away, and somebody else dig those boots up, and it says these boots are the bomb. They might take the word bomb differently. They may take bomb as like, damn, these fucking boots are about to blow up, or whatever the word bomb may mean at that time in the world. Things change and things are different and whatnot, but there's certain things that remain the same. The way that we treat each other in this world remain the same. Slavery remains the same. Government remains the same. A man ruling over another man, period, remains the same. So if you take as many of those things that you can and you see that still remain the same and put them all together, you'll start seeing what's going on and what's going to happen. I mean, it's not really too much common sense that needs to be displayed. You know, you having short winters, short summers, longer spring and fall. It's like the weather's changing, time is faster. Time is way faster. I don't care what you say. It's not the same 24 hours that used to be, that it used to be. I'll tell you that. So let's get into this next video here. Let's see. 10 ways the world will end. Now, let's go to predicted that society will collapse in 2024. You okay?
I need something.
What? Go ahead. You tell me. Oh, you gotta get dressed. Oh, okay. That's my wife. Anyway. Okay. Alright, we're good here. Alright, so let me see here. Prodigious society. Okay. So let's see this here. Let's see what they're talking about.
Only 70 miles from New York City, Wellbridge is where personalized addiction recovery begins.
In 1972, researchers at MIT concluded that society...
Let me say something. If I seem a little dragged out, I'm sorry. I'm like mad tired. I'm sorry. I've been doing a lot of running around. But anyway, let's go and get back to this.
Society was on track to collapse by the year 2040. A follow-up study conducted by an analyst at KPMG found that we are ahead of schedule. Advanced human civilizations have existed for, at best, 10,000 years. In that time, many great empires rose from nothing and returned to nothing, leaving behind little more than artifacts and crumbling architecture. While it's hard for historians to definitively say what caused any of these particular collapses, the determining factors tend to fall into four broad categories: political issues, social and cultural issues, environmental issues, and of course the one that we're specifically interested in, economic issues. Any civilization that has been reduced to little more than an entry into a textbook fell through some combination of these four factors. Some were almost instantaneous. The great city of Pompeii succumbing to the eruption.
Okay, let's go ahead here.
For example, a large population is naturally going to require more resources, more food, more water, more homes, more of everything. But a larger population will also naturally lead to more innovation. We have a much better chance of finding a Tesla, Da Vinci, Haber, Bosch or Whittle with a population of 8 billion than we do with a population of 2 billion, which is where the world was 100 years ago. It's a common joke amongst macroeconomists that every change you make to the economy changes at least 3 other things. So it is today. Chances are, if the paper was replicated...
Okay, I guess they don't have what I'm looking for, because...
use of arable land, but that is addressed through technological innovation. The population does start to plateau around the year 20...
I don't want that. I ain't trying to make you fall asleep. But, this is why the world's coming to an end soon. Nah, you got something, they gotta have something current. Now, I was just listening to this one guy, he was talking about this stuff, you know, about how, you know, the world is scheduled or maybe done with in 2040. That's not that long. It's 22 right now. People just... Like, time is fast, man. Time is going very, very fast. All right? You got to understand. We've been here before. This planet been here for... Oh, gosh. It said like every 10,000 years. So it's about... Yeah, it's about almost 10,000 years if you add BC and all that up, and then all the way until now. We're about close to that, but if 2040, now, my thing is the way I feel, my opinion, it's closer around there with what's going to happen, because the way things happen, they happen bam, 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 like back to back to back to back to back to back. And, I mean, look, the devil knows it only got but so much time. So things be happening, bam, 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 bam. Weather, climate changing, climate all crazy, tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, diseases, people going crazy, certain people being restricted from certain things that other people aren't, people being separated and divided because of that. It's just going to be nuts. Everywhere you look to your left or your right, you're going to be seeing something that's going to blow your mind that you haven't seen before. And I don't know, man. People living more and more like do what I want to do, be who I want to be, when I want, how I want, where I want. And it's just like, psh, it's just crazy. It's nuts. Let's see here.
Can Americans with no degree really get $38,070 from this government education program? This
nukes to end the world from the fallout and nuclear winter that would follow. So this means that humans have a 1% chance of ending the world 37 times over in the next century. Humans also hold the key to another end-of-world scenario. What about death by Terminators? Or, to take it out of the realm of sci-fi, death by artificial intelligence. We've created very basic artificial intelligence at this point. There's no possible way that our Alexas or iPhones will be taking over the world just yet. Although some of us might feel like they already have. But researchers from Oxford and Yale say there's a 50% chance that AI will start outperforming humans in everything we do in the next 45 years.
So
this doesn't necessarily mean they'll take over the world quite yet, though. However, those same researchers predict that in about 120 years, every single human job will be able to be done by machines and computers with artificial intelligence. At that point, there would be no further use for humans, and the AI takeover would commence. So humans have roughly around 120 years before the machines take over. Let's take a step away from how humans could cause the end of the world and look at something we have no control over: aliens. What are the chances that the world ends by alien invasion? Well, let's talk about the likelihood that aliens exist. Using complex statistical equations such as the Drake equation and Bayesian analysis, some scientists believe the chance of intelligent alien life in our galaxy is close to 45%. Most scientists believe that life of some kind in our galaxy is an almost certainty, but alien microbes probably won't be invading our planet anytime soon. However, many scientists, including the late Stephen Hawking, think that if aliens did come to Earth, it would be almost inevitable they would try to conquer the planet and wipe out humanity. Like when Europeans came to the Americas, some scientists suggest aliens might come to the Earth for resources and to take what they want while subjugating humans. Or perhaps also like our European conquerors, they would bring an alien disease with them that would decimate our species. So if aliens do exist, it's probably better they don't find our planet. Because it's more likely than not, first contact will be a world-ending event. Should you be worried about a hostile alien takeover though? No. The only natural resource on this planet that is not in embarrassing abundance all over the universe is, well, us. Everything else an alien may want to take our planet.
Okay, see, the thing with like this whole alien thing, my opinion is when it comes to aliens and UFOs and stuff like that, there's more to it than just something being alien. Like a UFO is an unidentified flying object, okay? And the alien is something that is considered domestic and or foreign that does not, origin from the United States of America on the planet Earth. Because if you're Mexican and you come over across illegally, you're considered an illegal alien. If you come from any other country without permission or some kind of card or some verification saying that you're allowed to be here in America, you're considered an alien. With or without permission, you're still considered an alien. Okay, alien is described as something that isn't like the rest of us. So I don't know how like human beings in China and Afghanistan and shit is different from the human beings here in America, but somehow, they got shit set up where, they not us and we not them. Some stupid shit. Okay? You got to understand and put it in this perspective. With that being said, anything outside the United States, I'm guessing, in my opinion, would be considered an alien, whether it is high or low, front or back, left or right. So if if aliens would take over here, if we see these species that we've never seen before or whatever, and they try to take over, like, are they something? Would they be something a part of us, or is it something from another planet here for some other reason? You know, people have these funny theories and things of that nature, but you know, a lot of things that go on or more deeper than what they what they really are. You know, they're more on like spiritual levels, and some things that everyone's not going to want to understand, don't have the patience to understand, don't have the patience to deal with or see what's going on in front of them. You know, a lot of people just like the easy way, because the easy way is the fastest way, the best way. People don't want to work, not even necessarily work, but just use your mind, use your brain for yourself. People don't want to do that no more. So they let other people and things think for them and do for them and tell them things. If one person screams something, everybody agrees with it. Somebody can scream pink pumpkin pie, whatever. And everybody looks, man, like, where is it? Where's some pink punk? I mean, people are intrigued by attention, things of that nature that are easy and can get them a fast, quicker way to wherever it is they need, or they feel as though they need to get to. And I'm saying that to say this. Alien takeovers and all that stuff, it sounds cool, but it's going to come a time where you're going to be so comfortable with what's going on around you that you're not even going to realize what's going on around you. And then by that time, it's going to be too late. Aliens, you can call it whatever you want. The way the world will end, you can say it whatever way you want. But when you see the things that are going on around you for yourself, and you get that feeling even beyond what your eyes can see, when you get that feeling inside you, like, this ain't right, something isn't adding up, even when they show you an easier way, don't take that and expect that to be a substitute for what the inside is telling you. Don't just think, oh my God, there's aliens in the sky. And you gotta understand something. You see some things, you see things in the sky and whatnot. You gotta try to find an understanding of what it is that you're looking at beyond maybe what television is showing you and telling you. The television will tell you in a heartbeat, oh, those are just some jets and they were throwing flares for. They'll tell you anything. I already think and feel like they're gonna come out real soon about this whole. They're gonna come out real soon about this whole. I don't know if you want to call it an alien thing, or about other beings being outside of Earth that have been here, visited here, around here. I think they're going to come out soon and just spill the beans. If it don't happen, I think we're going to see it. A lot of people think we live in a dimensional world now. Maybe now people are selling digital land. I don't get it. It's like they always find a way to dig a hole out of their hole. And that kind of may not make sense now, but think about it later. People always find a way to dig a hole out of their hole. Like, I'm already in the fucking mud and shit. Let me find a way to get out of it and act like that didn't, like, I had it, act like I had nothing to do with the BS I was just in. Like, you know, it's just crazy. So now I guess it's probably going to be a point where money's not going to be able to be something to spend with all this digital currency and digital land, and it's just crazy. But I'm gonna wrap it up. You guys tell me what you think about when the world will end, how it will end. Do you think that there will be robots and, you know, you think there's going to be Terminators and stuff like that that's going to take over humanity, and we just going to just fade away? You know, do you believe what it is that's said in the Bible about, you know, the world ending and how things are supposed to play out? Do you feel like things are playing out now that have been said, that are being said? You know, when you hear, Steve Hawking talking about how human beings, we need to maybe leave Earth in order to survive, and then you hear, about all the climate changes, and you hear about climate change today. What is your opinion? Let me know. Leave an opinion or leave a comment below. This video here is for, like, really relaxed, smooth, calm down conversation about, how you feel. And tell me, what do you think? When do you think the world will end? Do you think we'll have about 20 more years left and then we're out of here? You know what I mean? Leave a comment below. I'm J.Matthew. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. The next video is going to be a little bit more cool and chill and everything. I just had to, once in a while, you got to be serious. Take care of business, all right? But I'm out.